Welcome to the Dance Fight 247 podcast. You've got myself, DJ V, DJ T, DJ Ronnie, and today we have special guest Benny Beready from Type 2 Productions. Okay, Ben.
How you doing, guys? Nice to be online with you all.
Do you want to just give us a brief insight, a little bit about you, what you've been done as a DJ and as a promoter?
Hi guys, how are you all doing? Just for anyone that doesn't know me, I was doing club events and promotions from the age of 16. I'm now a bit past all of that. And between all these guys here that you see on the podcast, we all had between 15 and 25 weekly events going on in Essex up until a few years ago. And basically now we're going to bring all that back. As soon as lockdown's over, we're looking to put on a load of events at bars and pubs all over Essex.
Cool. Okay, so we'll start with what Mr. Boris has been talking about in regards to bars and clubs, opening theatres, cinemas, all that sort of thing. Where do you think it's going to? Where do you think it's going to end up in the next, say, 10 months if bars and clubs open again? Do you think we'll be back to normal? Do you think we'll be social distancing? Do you think there'll be, like there were before, tables of 6? Over to you, Ben.
You put me on the spot now. Yeah, I think that definitely by the end of the year, once everyone's had their first lot of vaccines and their second lot, that things will definitely be going back to normal. But when things open up, firstly, around June and July, obviously they're having minimum capacity, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, what's minimum capacity?
So I think it was about 23% when they first opened, when they're trialing it. 23% of usual capacity. That's indoors. Outdoors is a bit more.
So if we're going to put on an event when everything first opens, would we be better off to do it outside? Definitely.
Well,
do you know?
You can have 30, can't you? You can have up to 30 people in the next couple of weeks, can't we?
Yeah, but I'm on about when everything reopens for events and stuff. We not be better suited to do it outside because number one, can have more people attending. Number two, obviously, it's just safer for everyone, isn't it?
Well, this is a question.
And it's going to be warm anyway.
Question to Ben: Are there any pubs or clubs that do have that facility to be outside?
There's a lot of pubs in Essex, aren't there? Nice pubs that do have beer gardens and other areas. I know there's a lot of pubs at the moment that are changing their facilities to cater for all of that. So I definitely think we'll be able to get a few nice pubs that have areas inside, but also like nice seating areas outside, especially with the summer coming as well. With it all opening, if we prepare and get everything all together, we'll definitely be able to do some nice stuff, I think. Some nice places.
Would we have to be mindful, depending where they are, for noise levels? Because obviously outside, the noise is going to obviously be a different level than it is for an inside gig, isn't it?
Well, but that depends. There's a place called High Beach where we are, and they've got a massive beer garden. That's, you know, the garden's massive, the pub's massive. And they're the sort of places that we would like to get because there's no houses for miles.
No houses, right. Okay. I've been in pubs. I've been in pubs where they've had limiters indoors. Literally, it's so low indoors. Obviously, well, this way, a perception of the bar staff and the management is different to the loudness a DJ would say is not loud. You know what I mean? My not loud is a lot louder than they're not loud. so
well, my not loud is having, you know, my speaker's up halfway and I'm happy.
Pardon?
My neighbours about a quarter of a mile up the road wouldn't be agreeing.
That's why he's shouting, because he's deaf.
Do you know what? All the years of DJing in bars and clubs and working with loud tools, I think my hearing is a little bit shot. Honestly, I think it is.
Do you reckon? Can you move the spotlight a bit off your forehead, please? Because it's reflecting onto the lens of the camera side.
He needs makeup, doesn't he? He needs a bit of makeup on him. Tone him down a bit.
At least you guys have got nice studios.
They're not. Well, this is my DJ studio. Anyway, go on, Envy.
No, you're welcome, T.
No, go on, Envy, after you.
No, go on, T, after you.
I insist, after you.
I infinity insist.
Okay. Mr. Wongi, yeah? What is your opinion? Do we think we will have an opportunity to actually earn money with gigs in bars, or are we looking for clubs? Actually, no, I'll revert that to Ben, because Ben is the expert. If we have limited capacity indoors,
I wouldn't go that far.
Would we seek a higher capacity venue, therefore get more people in to compensate? So say you got 1,000 venue, you're going to get what, 250 in thereabouts, or 230, or do you go to 100, which means you're only going to get 22, 25 people in, isn't it?
I think it's like Envy said before, it's more about building your brand rather than us getting in, like obviously it's going to be impossible to get in loads of people. So we want to be focusing on getting a good audience in and always having a nice crowd of people between all of us. And seeming they're putting limitations on everything, I don't really think it's going to be difficult to get, our following in there and have a good crowd. Obviously, we're going to be focusing more on having venues that have, like the beer gardens and outside where we can have a good crowd out there. And I'm talking to a few different pubs and bars at the moment.
But is it going to be worth going? Is it going to be worth going for the slightly bigger venue so we can get a few more people, or should we just hit like a standard sized place and have the 30%?
Smaller venues, just because when they do start lifting the limitations, which we don't know whether that's going to be after a month, 6 weeks, 2 months, 9 months, whatever. Once we've built up a good, like rapport at certain venues, and we're only allowed, say, to have like 50, 100, 150 people maximum indoors and outdoors, whatever. Once they start lifting limitations of how many people we can have in there and up in the percentage, then we'll be in good positions with a smaller venue than having bigger ones. And also it reduces the costs and things like that, puts less stress on everybody to fill up a venue. Like there's obviously going to be the normal times in a month where it's going to be busy, like at the end of the month, payday, and other times, and you've got like special occasions and stuff. We're going to try and.
Sorry, Ben. Do you think they will lift the restrictions bit by bit, or do you think like 21st July, it's a free for all?
No, I think when they first lift the restrictions in times that we said, and then I think it'll be 3 months before they lift the next ones.
So
you
think
from like the security industry and also
because none of us know right at this moment. They've said that they're going to try and get obviously the entertainment industry back up and running again, but there's no criteria, is there? We've got no plan to follow. They talk about testing. How's that going to happen?
Yeah, they haven't.
Yeah, it's still in the air how it actually on the ground is going to work, isn't it?
I think
they're still trialing everything, aren't they? Because they don't know how the first round of vaccines is going to go with people, and basically their sort of way that they wanted to do it is everybody's to be vaccinated before they could mingle in public or do any kind of job or travel or do anything. So, by sort of June, when the majority of the countries had vaccines, I think, they'll lift restrictions quite a lot, really, won't they? If you think about it.
Well, you'd like to think so. I think, it doesn't matter how they do it, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how they do it, as long as they do it and we stay open and we can get out there and we can put nights on. I think once we've done this podcast, there's a few things I want to talk to you guys about, Ben, as well. I think if we can literally get our foot in the door, and keep that venue, do a good job and keep that venue, the brand on a whole will just grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, I like Ben's thoughts.
Yeah,
if you get a smaller venue, then as soon as the restrictions come off, say exactly you're allowed 150 and that venue is close to that number, you've got a full venue. If you go in a bigger club, all of a sudden you've only got a small capacity. They've got some massive overheads, haven't they? So straight away, the second phase, we're in a better position.
Yeah, I mean, Wongy and Envy know we've all done lots of events before together, and we've done small events and big events. And you know, there's a lot of pressure when you've got like a venue that holds 1,000 or 2,000 people compared to 200. You know what I mean? And it's always better to have a smaller venue and fill it than to have like a big venue and it doesn't even look half full.
Yeah. If you're going to put on a night and you've got 5 DJs playing, they all bring 20 people. That's 100 people straight away. Your bar's half full.
That's in like, you know, like that's ideally speaking, isn't it? That's how I used to try and do it at Legends in what year was that? 2003 or something. I used to have about 10 DJs and demand everyone brought 20 people, but it doesn't always like work out like that, does it?
No.
Yeah, the first event we do is obviously going to be like a sellout. It's about concentrating on making sure that every event is, you know, like busy just by contacting our different people on the mailing list and stuff and catching people that celebrate, you know, birthdays, you know, like all different kinds of events in life. And when the restrictions are being lifted, everybody's going to be looking to party. So, you know, it's just about accommodating for like the target audience that you guys want, you know, like all the good kind of people.
I mean, I think we definitely need to get an outdoor facility. Even if we don't hire the pub or that venue, we hire the outdoor area to fill.
Yeah.
You know, there are other ways around it. You don't have to have an indoor venue that's got an outside bit and you have the whole lot. All we want is a section.
Yeah.
It's just one section of it. We don't need the whole lot, you know. And there's going to be so many opportunities to make deals with these places. Massive opportunities to make deals. And I think if we can get our foot in the door, and I've said this a million times, and get in front of all the other small people trying to put on events, we should have a good chance of making this work for the first one. And we've got the best opportunity in the sense that no one's been out for what, a year?
Yeah. What?
Over a year.
Do you think, Ben, that typically the first couple of nights of the week are generally quieter, and then obviously it builds from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, depending where you are, if you're in a student area or what have you. But do you think straight away it's going to be busy?
Yeah, I think
every night?
Thursday to Saturday are the nights. Thursday, Friday, Saturday are the nights to be putting on events.
But do you think people will be just busy every night of the week for the first month or so because people are just itching to go out that much?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you're going to see bars and pubs as soon as those doors are open. There'll be people in there from, you know, in the morning, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock when they open the doors, of course. But the thing is because there's going to be limitations.
No, but what I was going to say is, like, is it going to be worth, like, do you think it's going to be worth, like, putting daytime events on?
On the weekend, definitely.
Let's say like a Sunday lunchtime, like, you know, like through the afternoon and just into the evening, and then cut it.
Caf Del Mar sort of thing, like chill out.
Maybe,
After people have been out all weekend and they want to chill out, definitely. Friday, Saturday, Sunday for daytime.
Yeah.
I mean,
chill out.
There are options. I think, you know, we've got options that we never had before. The smaller guys.
I mean, you look at it this way: if you're saying like we're gonna have pubs, obviously, you know, a Sunday chill out session in a pub ain't really gonna work. But if we've got like a nice sort of trendy bar and we've got a Sunday session, you know, like do you remember when we used to do Bar 195? Remember Club 195, Bar 195?
Yeah, I know 195 in Epping, but I never did it.
We used to do that.
No.
Yeah, that, you know, like a venue like that for a Sunday chill out, and you could potentially charge £5 or £8, £10 ticket. You know, like if people have all been out partying all Friday and Saturday night, and they just want somewhere on a Sunday every week or every couple of weeks where they can just go and chill out and, you know, not have the music pumping and stuff. But obviously for the pubs, it's going to be sort of more evening times, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. But
possibly even Wednesdays with pubs, Wednesday, Thursday.
Would it not be better to find a pub, like we said, with a garden that's got enough space where you can, you know, you'd probably have to take your own gear. Let's not lie. for that sort of thing, you would probably have to take your own gear. And
yeah, well, we can sort all that pretty easy, can't we? It's no problem.
And I think maybe that might be the place to start if we're going to be looking at doing outsides. And just for anyone watching this podcast, you know, if you're thinking of doing outsides, small venues, that's going to be the way that you're going to have to move forward. I honestly think if we can do that, and there's other promoters, small promoters out there that are going to be doing the same things as us. So we need to pull our fingers out of our ears and get on with it as soon as we can.
And any venue holders out there, do feel free to get in contact with us.
Well, yeah, there is that as well.
Yeah, I'll be getting in touch with a few more venues tomorrow, and I'll call up a few more friends that are in media and find out about these restrictions and stuff. and see what I can do. Obviously, they don't really tell you much on the news and stuff, so I'll try and do what I can. But I'm really, really excited for this, guys. Sorry, it's a bit late at night, and I've been so mad today. It's my brother's birthday, so just been running about today. But yeah, I'm really excited for this, and I've got a few people that will help promote and market and stuff. So it's going to be really good, man. Really good. Thank you for listening, guys. You've been listening to the Darts Party 247.club with DJ Envy, DJ Wongy, DJ T, and myself, the Benny Beready.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the notification bell to see when we release a new video. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.